Good afternoon. Uh, my name is Kausar Ahmed, and I'm the Executive Director of Conflict and Resilience Research Institute, Canada. I'm sitting in Taylor's campus in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and we had a very successful collaboration with the Department of Education. And today was the second day when we have just attended and very well organized workshop organized by the Department of Education, and Dr. Hema was the uh, main coordinator here. It was very impressive because within a very short time, she did arrange not only the two panels and the rest of the sessions, but also bringing people from very large community here. I just wanted to self-reflect after this session because of two things. One is I had no idea that Malaysia hosts one of the largest, it would be second largest quota of refugees in this region after Bangladesh. Malaysia is part of ASEAN, so on that count, Malaysia stands the number one destination of migrants and asylum seekers from Myanmar. Bangladesh is a different Bangladesh since it's not part of ASEAN, so that is the distinction you should understand. And second thing is the experience of migrants living here is of course different than the Rohingyas that we spoke so far in our project, and especially almost consistently because it's the first time from Conflict and Resilience Research Institute Canada we traveled here and directly interacted with the rest of the community, migrants or refugees. You see, fundamentally, Rohingyas are stateless, but the people we spoke here from Chin community and others, they are not stateless. They have been the citizens of Myanmar, and for various reasons. And when I say various reasons, I don't want to generalize. I just wanted to say that, particularly for two main reasons, they left their country and sought refuge. One is to avoid conscription, forcefully conscription into the Myanmar military, and second thing is they wanted to seek better opportunity economically in their life and to support their families. So these are the two reasons or two main, I would say, drivers that push them to come to Thailand. Thailand and Malaysia. Thailand, one group we spoke, but we are talking about Malaysia. So this is something quite interesting for me to find out that they are seeking refuge from persecution. But unfortunately, what I also learned today, after speaking with two of the very young persons from Myanmar, they are from Chin community as well, and they shared their harrowing stories of coming here and taking shelter. And these two young people, one male and female, shared their personal stories. And this is pretty depressing, and of course, they face a lot of barriers in Malaysia. One is xenophobia, and yesterday's workshop with North South Initiative, we also heard about quite a bit of hate motivated narratives going around in Malaysia against migrants and refugees. And today I have also personally heard from both the young people. And second thing is structural barriers from law enforcement agencies and other areas. And today's second panel led by all women actually. This is again very fascinating to attend. So the UNHCR rep, UNICEF rep, and also I think some of the community workers, they shared the problem that children compose, I think, one third of the population, and they gave an estimate of 600,000 people from Myanmar and Rohingya community. They have sought refuge in Malaysia. Just imagine the number, 600,000, and almost one third are children. And so schooling system education is very uh, different and difficult here, because in order to get admitted in the school you have to carry the national identity card, IC what they call. And also you cannot open bank account, you cannot seek medical help unless you have either UNHCR card, which is called refugee card, or some kind of support from organizations. So life is very tough and depressing, and many of the young people, those who interacted with last couple of days in Malaysia, they are seeking to go outside to settle because they don't like to stay here. In the morning session today, we have had a member of parliament. He was very kind. He also spoke about these difficulties, and we also had the keynote speech from Dr. Razak, who eloquently expressed the need for humanitarian activities and to support refugees. And one thing is pretty common, that like Malaysia, there are many countries, including Bangladesh, they are not signatory to 1951 Refugee Convention. And today we had quite a bit of discussion on that, because why these countries do not sign on the refugee treaty, because they think that if they sign, then hundreds and thousands more will come. And one of the panelists actually provided statistics that without even signing the treaty, these migrants and refugee asylum seekers, they are coming. And since 2008 on to 2014, then 2026, the number steadily rose. And documented migrants and refugee asylum seekers in Malaysia are around 210,000, from 180 to 210,000, around that range. But this is just without ratifying 1951 convention. So that is the fear that host states have. And also the problem is, how to really deal with them, and whether repatriation or something, resettlement, that is not offering. Another panelist shared the idea that these migrant workers contribute to the national GDP almost 4%, according to one panelist's claim. So they argue that if the host state retrain people and allow them to work, to educate, they can contribute in the national GDP, because there is an argument I see merit, migrants are different than the people, those who live outside, diaspora. So diaspora send money back to their home, but migrants live here with their families, so they spend here. So whatever they earn, they spend here. So right to work is something quite, I would say, seriously discussed this morning, and most states are expected to understand that right to work positively contributes to the GDP. But that is a wider, bigger discussion. And in our project, we consistently argue that repatriation is the only solution to this kind of protracted issue. And second point, we argue that if we, from the international community, those who work in these areas, do not emphasize on repatriation, then actually we are kind of being an accomplice to the military government, which forced them out in the first place. So repatriation still remains the only viable option for displaced people, whatever their statuses are. But in the meantime, I think right to work, right to be retrained, and education makes sense. And also this could be done in a very systemic way. And this is what I think important to understand from refugee perspective. Finally, I would only end by saying that our journey in this Five Nation ASEAN 2 has been splendid, I would say, at least, because we have met so many people and so many different ideas. Personally speaking, I was very much enlightened with these nuances of this issue. We had been kind of focusing only on Rohingyas. Now it is, I would say, a very diverse angle. So, talking from Taylor's campus, a nice, beautiful campus. And I would like to once again thank Dr. Hema for this fantastic support and her willingness to cooperate with us.